Okay, I think this is the last one you needed help correcting. So this is, I guess, the first problem number one. If I'm reading it correctly, it just says log of x minus 3 plus 1. So everything you did here was perfect. Okay? So now let's talk about the table right here. Because if I want to do the graph, I want a good table, right? And I'm going to use more than 2 points. But first of all, here's the thing. I'm going to solve for 0 here. How does x minus 3 equal 0? That's when x is 3. Now remember, with logs, you can't do the log of 0. So you already know you need to put in numbers that are bigger than 3. Okay? So you did a good job here. So by plugging in 4, we get the log of 1 plus 1. Now the log of 1 is 0. And 0 plus 1 is 1. So you did a good job there. And I noticed you did 13, which again is a good choice because remember, a regular log is base 10. So you want to do multiples of 10. So we just did, again, 4 to give us 1, or yeah, log of 1, which is 0, right? And 13 in there means we get the log of 10 plus 1, and the log of 10 base 10 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So both of those are correct. So let's go ahead and go to our graph here. And see if I can't move this around. There we go. So the idea is your two values are correct. So we know if we go to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you did a good job with that point there. Okay, 4, 1. And then, of course, 13 was going to be somewhere here and up 2. So you overall did a good job plotting the points. But the key thing is you have to understand that this graph is going to go like this. We are going to have, in other words, a vertical asymptote at x equals 3. Because remember, right here, I was telling you, if you solve for 0, you basically get your asymptote. Okay? Because log, you cannot do the log of 0. Okay? It goes basically to infinity. It doesn't exist. So that's why Mr. Cow had that drawn in. So your graph, again, if I was to do it, I'll do it in green here. You should have had an asymptote at x equals 3. So it should have been like this. It should have come up like so. And it's going to go to infinity that way. Okay? But the key thing is going to steadily grow, though. Even though it's very slow, it's going to keep going upwards and further to the right to infinity. Okay? So that should have been your correct graph. So now, let's talk about, I'm going to have to make another copy here. Let me just go to a new screen. Okay, so now let's talk about part C here, right? So first of all, remember domain here is your x values. X has to be greater than 3. So Mr. Cow probably wanted you to say 3 to infinity. I can put in any x that's positive greater than 3, but I cannot put in 3 or anything less, right? X has to be greater than 3. It cannot equal 3. So 3 to infinity is my domain. Range. It goes forever downwards. It goes forever upwards. Even though it's going slowly, it's going upwards forever and ever. So the range is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, as x approaches infinity, it's going to go to infinity. Again, it's creeping up slowly, okay? But it's going to keep creeping up slowly forever. As x approaches 3, f of x approaches, you should have probably said negative infinity and gotten full credit for it. See, because it's shooting downward, right? Because it reaches that asymptote. Again, it's shooting downward like this towards negative infinity as we're approaching 3. Okay? Is there asymptote? You should have said yes. We have an asymptote, a vertical asymptote at x equals 3 again, because remember, 3, when I plug it in, I get the log of 0, which does not exist. Hopefully I corrected all the ones you needed corrected. Please see me tomorrow again if you need any clarification or help. I want to make sure you learn this well so you can do better on the actual makeup exam, okay? So, see you around.